Welcome everybody to Appleby College. It's the first ever stand-up student showcase. Are you guys ready to have a good time tonight? You guys can do better. Are you guys ready to have a good time tonight? In that case, please welcome your host for the evening, Mr. Ronald A. Student stand-up showcase. My name is Ronald Hay, and I'm going to be your host for the evening. Guys, I promise you we're going to have an amazing show tonight lined up for all of you with some amazing comics, because for the first time ever, Appleby College students here will be performing live stand-up comedy. How does that sound? Fantastic. Enjoy it, because honestly, based on how tonight goes, this could be the last time. This could also potentially be the last time I work here as well, so let's cross our fingers with what the kids are going to say tonight. All right. But in all seriousness though, we have an amazing show, some awesome comics. The comics, their age is so impressive. They range from as young as 14 years old to as old as 16 years old, and they're here doing their first ever live 5-minute set in front of this entire crowd right here. So let's try to show them some love in the back, all right? We also have two special guests here tonight, traveling all the way from Toronto to entertain all of you as well. Our first special guest, he's been killing it all over Toronto. He's been performing for several years now. You can find him at Absolute Comedy, Yuck Yucks, the Old Dog Ripley Lounge. You're absolutely love him. Please make some noise for Max Ross. And finally, to close out the show, you're going to absolutely love this guy as well. He's not just been killing it in here in Toronto, he's been killing it all over in Canada. He's been at the Halifax Comedy Festival, Winnipeg Comedy Festival, Just for Laughs Comedy Festival, and recently he just opened up for Ronnie Chang at the JFL 42 Festival. Please give it up for Leonard Chan. All right, so before we get the show started, I do want to take care of a couple of housekeeping items first. First housekeeping item, please make sure your phones are off. Please turn them on to silent. That would be wonderful. I can see how some of you guys are doing that right now. Second of all, if you do want to take pictures of some of the comics, we do welcome that, but please make sure the flash is off. It can be sometimes a little bit distracting for the comics when a bunch of flashes are going on there. Finally, for those of you, mostly the adults in the room who aren't at school all the time, the bathrooms, if you want to use the bathroom, just make your way out that door in the back, hang a right, the bathrooms will be standing in front of you right in your face. So it should be good. And finally, last but not least, contrary to popular belief, heckling. Please no heckling during the show. The comics would appreciate that. Our acts have been working really, really hard over the last couple of months, so they would prefer not to be heckled. Let me tell you something. If you want to heckle, I'll put it this way. If you want to heckle me, right? Heckle me, because honestly, I get heckled every day in the classroom anyway, so why stop now at this point? Okay, so that's all the housekeeping items. Do you guys have any other questions? No? Good. All right, that was a rhetorical question, so. Let's see, what else, what do I do? You know, I want to get to know some of you guys in the audience first, who we have in the audience. Let's see, who do I not know over here? You, sir, you look like a very interesting man. What's your name? Rob, and who are you here to see today? Josh Park. Oh, and how are you related to Joshua? He's your nephew. Well, Joshua's a really, really funny guy. Have you been to a comedy show before? You never did? Well, this is going to be an amazing show. Thank you very much for coming out. Let's see, who else do we have over here? The guy that's not making any eye contact with me. Don't look at me, don't look at me. What's your name, sir? Matt. And who are you here to support tonight? Everybody. Yeah. Now we're just like walking down Lakeshore. I was like, yeah, you know what? There's a comedy show here tonight. And who do you have over here, this young man? Your buddy Alex. Your buddy, or? All right, Alex, and do you go to Appleby College as well, or? Yeah? And what grade are you in? Grade 7. Are you thinking about maybe perhaps doing stand-up one day? Maybe, eh? You're like, just shut up and don't talk to me anymore. Let's get this nightmare over with. All right, maybe a little bit about me. Some of you guys might know. My name is Ronald Hay, and I'm a high school teacher at the school. Yeah, high school. Hey, a high school accounting teacher, actually. Thank you. Yeah. Just living the Asian dream. That's what I say. Yeah. Like, I'm not surprised, though, that the school hired the Asian guy to be the accounting teacher. You know what I mean? Like I bet you they didn't even look at my resume when I applied for the job. I bet you the only qualification I actually needed was my last name. I could have been a plumber. I could see HR just picking up my resume and going, oh, what do we have here today? Ronald Shaiton Hay. Well, Mom, I think we found our guy. No, I know I don't look like a teacher, right? Based on the way I look, I know I look young. Got a stroke there. Like, I get it, right? Like, I know I don't look like a guy that's running a classroom. Like, I look more like a guy that's running for student council. I get it. And I found this out the hard way this summer when I went to a wedding. And this girl came up to me, and she was like, oh, so how's your summer going? I was like, it's going great. You know, just finished school, just had graduation. I swear to God, she looked me straight in the eye and goes, congratulations. Your parents must be so proud. First off, I'm not a doctor, my parents are not proud. Second of all, this chick thought I was 18 years old. I'm a 31-year-old grown man. I pay property taxes. Man, I wish I was young. I think I peaked when I was young. I think I peaked when I was in grade 8. Because I remember I ran for middle school president, and I had to come up on stage just like this in front of this entire crowd and do a campaign speech. And I didn't know what to say, I was so nervous. So I remember ripping off one of Destiny's Child's like old songs. Like some of the younger kids in the room, you might not know them, they were a group led by Beyonce. Yeah, I know, right? And they had this radio mix called Say My Name. You guys, how many of you guys remember that song? Say My Name. The younger kids have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, try to get everyone up to speed. The song went sort of like this. It was like, say my name, say baby, I love you, la, 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 la. I don't know the words. So anyways, I remember, I'm gonna take that song and turn it to like a comedic song for my election. And it went something like this. I decided to resurrect this song from the dead in hopes to entertain all of you with the potential of losing all credibility as your accounting teacher. All right, so it goes like that. Middle school me, grade 8, running for president. Vote for me, R-O-N-A-L-D, R-O-N-A-L-D. Won't you vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. I promise that you'll love me, I promise that you'll love me, so won't you vote for me. That was the same reaction I got 20 years ago as well, actually, believe it or not. From my mother. She told me she would vote for me, because I did not win that election. I lost all my friends that day too, in fact. Oh man. All right, besides school, besides work, some other things that's going on in my life. I know teachers usually don't like to reveal some of their personal life, but I'm gonna do that tonight. Let's see. My girlfriend just actually moved in with me this summer. She's moving out next week. I'm kidding, that's a joke, she loves it. I do it for comedy, for the love of comedy, and for her. Let me put it this way, I'm happy I'm not dating in my 30s anymore, because dating in your 30s, that's a nightmare. Trust me, kids in the room, like dating your teens, dating your 20s, don't date in your 30s, because all the good people, they're taken. Yeah. Everyone's everyone's married, they got kids. There's not a whole lot of options left in your 30s. So dating in your 30s, it felt kind of a lot like showing up late to a clearance sale. You see, that joke's a little too real for some people in the room. I didn't know how to meet people before I met her, and I got set up on my very first ever surprise blind double date. I know, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I went with my parents. Yeah. Let me tell you something, kids. If you're going on blind dates with your parents in 2019, you're the one being sold on clearance. Yeah. They set me up with this Chinese girl named Carmen, because growing up, they always wanted me to marry a nice little Chinese lady. And I told them it was never going to work, because guys, I'm not even really Chinese. No, like I'm born and raised here in Canada, so really, I'm like Chinese. You know what I mean? Like if you asked me to take you to a Chinese restaurant, I'd be like, all right, buddy, hop in the back. We're going to the Mandarin. Got a pretty good salad bar over there. My mom, I try to make her proud. I told her I'm a comedian. She doesn't believe me. And honestly, based on some of my jokes I tell in class, I don't even know if you guys believe me. So my mom, she tries to understand, God bless her. She says things to me like, ooh, you know how to say a talk show. And I never corrected her. Because that is hilarious. My mom thinks I'm out tonight running a goddamn talk show. Which is not entirely incorrect when you think about it, but now she's like running around blabbing her mouth to the entire community, to my family members, going, oh, you go to Toronto, you see my son, Rona. That's how she says my name, right? Rona. Like I'm a goddamn hardware store. Rona. You know how you say a talk show. So, the moral of that entire story is my mom can't speak English, and well, now my whole family thinks I'm Jimmy Fallon. So, all right, guys, we're gonna get our show started. How about that? All right, folks, we're gonna bring up our first comic of the night. He's one of our special guests traveling all the way from Toronto. Like I said, he's been killing it all over the GTA area. Please give it up for the very funny Max Ross.
Recognize me, but I used to work here. No? Okay. I was not important, I guess. No, I used to work here for a year. I was just like Ronald or Mr. Hay. I was an educator and a mentor to young students. All right? All right, we just worked different departments. He's an accounting teacher. I was the school bus driver. Right? Yeah. Remember that young, good-looking guy there? Yeah, that was me. All right? We're the same, pretty much. Okay? I got hired as a school bus driver when I was 22 years old. Okay, is that concerning for you parents? Yeah, and yeah, well, parents got concerned about that though. I don't know, like I worked here for a year and nobody died. Okay, that's all right. Okay, yeah, I'd expect a thank you, but all right, whatever. Yeah, that's cool. A little bit about me. I'm turning 30 soon. I'm in my 20s, and it's weird though because it's not young, but it's not old either. But a lot of my friends are in my age group. They're doing things that I'm not doing at all. Right? Like I have friends that are getting married now, and some of them are having kids. I'm not doing any of that. I want to dip around in life. I got braces instead. Yeah, I'm a little late for that. Braces and single, buckle up. Well, let me love you. No? Okay. Yeah, Ron was saying like not to date in your 30s. I have problems dating my 30s, or like close to my 30s, because I have braces. Because women don't like men with grills, okay? I don't like them anymore. I'm too gangster for them. Okay? They can't handle this gangster. So, women don't like me because I have braces, but what these women don't understand is that braces aren't cheap, so I have money, okay? Yeah. I have paper in the bank, I can support a woman, right? No, I'm broke, everybody. This is the worst investment of my life, right? This is the only relatable stuff I have with the students here. This is my braces. How's your tightening recently? That's what I deal with now. Yeah, I pay a mortgage and I do that. Like, it's not fun. A little bit about me. I was in the school bus stuff. I was in the Army for a few years. I was a paratrooper, so I did the jumping out plane stuff. One guy. Stop it. All right. Has anyone served in the military by any chance? All right. This is awkward. This is a room full of cowards. There's nothing more demoralizing than being called a coward by a guy with braces. Right? That's embarrassing. I didn't expect to be the bully here. Yeah, I was in the Army. I've actually got deployed overseas when I was in the military. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't normally tell people I was deployed overseas because it makes me uncomfortable because people come up to me and just like, oh my God, you served. Thank you for your service. You're so brave, right? Because it's uncomfortable, right? Because I got to tell them about my service. Like, yo, I wasn't in danger. I got deployed to Europe, everybody. Yeah. I didn't go to war. I went on vacation instead. Yeah, I'm still a hero. Facts. People ask me all the time why I joined the military, and anyone that's been in the military, they're very proud of their service, right? You can ask anybody, and they all know why they joined. Like, ask anybody that's been in the military, why did you join the military? I joined the military because I wanted to serve my country so I could get discounts at stores. Okay? Yeah. That's why we fight. If you guys think we're fighting for your freedom, you need to grow up. I get 10% off at Pita Pit. Right? Why we do what we do. Alright? Yeah. Hero stuff, okay? I don't pay full price. That's not what I'm about at all. What were we gonna say? This is all professional, but whatever. You guys having fun? I'm having a blast. This is crazy. I've never been inside this school. I've only been at like good morning, sir. I'm like, I'm 22. Like, come on, like, you're almost my age. Like, it's crazy. No, I had fun here. Your parents gave me nice gifts for Christmas. That was also very nice of you. I don't really get gifts anymore with my new job. I work in downtown Toronto now as an internet installer. Okay, I have a side business. Comedy doesn't pay that much. Yeah, I installed internet in downtown Toronto, and I like my job because I get to meet all these people, and Toronto's very multicultural, right? So you get to meet a lot of different people. The thing is, though, there's a lot of people that have different cultures that have really weird names, right? Like, I met this one guy, his first name was Papa. P-A, that was his first name. I get to this guy's front door, I knock on the door, he opens it, it's this really built guy, a really jacked guy, and I'm professional. I reach out my hand, I'm like, good morning, sir, and he's like, you don't have to call me sir, you can call me Papa. No. I'm okay. I can respect that's your name, but I'm a grown man. I'm not calling you Papa. Is what I should have responded with instead of said, yes, Papa. I'm all about customer service, right? Yeah. If you guys want to see me after, I'm going to work on my basketball scholarship in the back there in the gym. Oh, some of you guys think I'm serious. Okay. All right, I'm Max Ross. Thank you very much.
Keep up for Max Ross. All right, guys, we're gonna bring your main acts for the evening up now. Starting off with one of the funniest guys you're gonna ever see. He's in grade 11. He's actually in my accounting class right now. Please give it up for the very funny Eric Ponikvar.
here. Parents, teachers, siblings, other students. You know, the great part about having teachers here is that I won't have any more comments on my report card about not trying to stop thinking I'm a comedian. So yeah, you guys heard my walk-up song, Taylor Swift. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, me, Mr. Hay, and all the other middle school girls. So my dad and I yesterday, a few days ago, we were driving home from school, and there's some construction on Lakeshore, and we see, you know, some construction workers and everything, and then we see some police officers. There's probably about 5 or 6 of them, lots of police cars, and we're like, look at him, I think it's me, and I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. So, you know, see them all there. And you hear on the radio, we roll down the window, roll down. You hear on the radio, yeah, we got a fresh batch of double chocolate at Burlington, Tim. And you see all of them look at each other with wide eyes, take off. There's no more police officers, they're gone. So, you know, my dad and I kind of laughed. But anyways, what's going on? Didn't think much of it. So we go home. We notice the house was broken into. Oh gosh, the TV's gone, the iPads are gone, a bunch of stuff stolen. And we go, obviously, gotta call the police. You call the police and, you know, get on the phone and explain the situation, and they say, oh, sir, don't worry about it, we'll have an officer there immediately. You know, the word stuck in my head, immediately. So I said, okay, you know, probably not too much already, they'll be here soon. So then, you know, 40 minutes later, they all pull up, all 5 of them. Sorry, we were handling a situation at the Tim's. So then, it was just recently I was coming home again. I was driving home, it was my mom and I this time. Notice again, the house is broken into. What's going on? So, you know, we walk in the house, we're like, open the door, realize it's broken into. It's the case. So I know what to do. I'm like a seasoned veteran. I pick up the phone, call the police. I was like, hey, I was on my way home from the Tim's, from the Tim Hortons. And they go, sir, do you have any donuts? I go, yeah, 2 dozen. All I hear is beep, beep, beep. The phone's hung up. I turn around. All I see is the door slammed down. Police officer walks in. Where are the donuts? I mean, where is he? So I've been at Applebee's since grade 7, and in grade 8 I had the wonderful opportunity of to start to learn Mandarin as well as many other languages. But in grade 9 I took the opportunity to learn Mandarin and continue on with Mandarin. 我会说一点点普通话。你们没有朋友，但是我有很多朋友 which means hi. So yeah, so I'm talking to Mr. Du, and I'm like, Mr. Du, what can I do to get better at Mandarin? You know, I want to get better, I love the culture, I love the language, what can I do? He said, oh, Eric, the best thing you can do is to practice. Everywhere you go, practice. Speak to anyone you can. If you think they speak Mandarin, give it a shot. So I say, okay. So, you know, I start practicing a little bit. I either get one of 2 reactions. The first one is the absolute shock. You know, it's all like, who's gonna think I speak Mandarin? So I walk in and I say, oh, hi, ni hao, Joe, Eric. And they go, whoa, no, you speak Chinese? And then the other one's like when I walk into Mr. A's accounting class and I speak Mandarin, you know, I expect Mr. A to speak Mandarin, speak a little bit of Mandarin, and he goes, oh, that's cool, dude, I didn't know you spoke Korean. So my buddy and I, we went to the variety stores. We were over at my house, so we wanted to get some snacks. We walk into the variety store, and I'm like, oh, it's like a perfect opportunity to practice my Mandarin. So we walk in, I start talking to the lady. She starts speaking to me in somewhat broken English, so I'm assuming Mandarin's her first language, and I confirmed she moved from China a few years back, she told me. And so I'm talking to her, and I try out my Mandarin, and she goes, so I'm like, oh, of course, this is going to be the regular. This is going to be the shock, and then, you know, we end up getting into a good conversation. She goes, no Chinese, just speak Canada. Look at my friend, look at her, and I say, thank you, ma'am, have a nice day. Thanks very much, everybody.
You actually did so well, you know what? I'm gonna give you your report card grade right now, actually, buddy. You're getting a 60 right now in my class. I'm kidding, you're getting a study. I don't know. All right, you know what, let's keep things moving along. You're gonna love this next guy. This guy's only in grade grade 9 right now. He's 14 years old, and he's gonna do his first ever stand-up material. So guys, please give a very warm welcome to Stuart Beck!
Show. So I'm excited, but a little nervous. I went to the washroom like 7 times. Before I came out here, my parents told me to picture everyone in the audience naked, and I'm a 14-year-old boy going through puberty, and I'm seeing like a lot of naked people right now. So can everyone please go like this for the rest of the show, and especially you in the front, please. So I'm just gonna get the big thing out of the way. So what happened to your wrist? Well, I have Alzheimer's. Sorry, I have arthritis. Okay, I'm just gonna get into it before I forget the rest of my jokes. So I became a movie reviewer in April, and ever since then I've been known as movie reviews around campus. And let's just say, it is hard being famous. I am known almost everywhere I go. Whenever I go home, my parents yell, "Stuart, do your homework!" And the last time I went to the movie theater, whenever I go to movie theaters, I get really nervous because I feel like my 30 followers are gonna point me out and be like, "Oh my god, is that Stuart Reviews? No way, I'm your biggest fan, can I have your autograph?" And let's just say, I've signed at least 2 autographs in the past 4 months. Just the other day, I was at the college shop, and they asked for my signature at the bottom of the receipt. And talking about autographs, if anyone wants mine, as I'm sure you all do, like I'm a comedian. I'll be available at the end of the show. As I'm sure in about like 40 years, it'll be worth like $2 on eBay, maybe $2.50. So the last time I went to the movie theater, I was going to go see the new Dora the Explorer movie, as teenage boys do. So I was at the theater, and I was like, "Hey, can I have a ticket to the new Dora the Explorer movie?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." So they're like printing out the ticket, and they made eye contact. And their jaw dropped, and I was like, "They know who I am. They know I'm Stuart Reviews." And they were like, "Are you sure that you're old enough to see this movie?" So I eventually got the ticket, it took a few punches, but I got there. And standing in front of me was Sasha Steck and his big triangle head that would put a Dorito to shame. Now this kid, he is that annoying kid, that annoying neighborhood kid that is in every single neighborhood in Canada. He's that kid with the knockoff design, with a closet full of knockoff designer clothing. I had to tell him a few times that Gucci's and spelled out the Y. So anyways, he came up to me like he run the place, his like Louis Vuitton shoes and his Supreme hoodie. And so he walked up to me, and so I pretended to be talking to one of my friends on the phone, if I had one. So I was like, "Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm actually just at the theater now." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And of course, with my luck, my phone actually does start to ring. So he looked at me, and like the face I saw next, I was absolutely traumatized. Traumatized. And, sorry, my Alzheimer's is going on. And so he looked at me, and so I just ran into the theater and saw Dora Save the Day in peace. Thank you. So why do I hate this kid so much? Well, okay, so it's a school dance. I like this girl, he knows I like this girl, everyone knows I like this girl. And so I'm about to ask the girl to dance, my heart's pounding, like sweating, kind of like how I am right now. So I'm about to ask the girl to dance, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this Oompa Loompa looking Dorito thing just like sprinting past me as fast as you can. And have you ever seen a Dorito run? They don't. So, I'm happy for him, not really. But I was wondering afterwards, why would you dance with a Dorito when you could dance with a young Tom Cruise? Just take those old records off the shelf. I'm gonna listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got no same soul. I like that old time of rock and roll. That was very this a little bit, but I'm okay. This is my, I've realized that this whole relationship thing is some real risky business. And this is my first year of high school, and I need to bring out my top guns because so far it's been a mission impossible. Sorry, I was born in the wrong decade. I'm really awkward around girls. I'm just there minding my own business, maybe talking to a friend. When a girl walks up to me, which honestly that's even pretty rare, and they try and spark up a conversation. And so they're like, how was your summer? In my head I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's really fun. I did a lot of stuff. But it really comes out as, oh yeah, it was pretty done, okay, well done. Wow, great job. How do you not have a girlfriend yet? At this point, I try and get out of the conversation as quickly as possible. Or wait, no, never mind. I skipped a bit. So at this point, I try and change the conversation. Maybe like act like I'm cool. Maybe like lean on like a chair or something. Like put on my sunglasses and go, yo, what's up? But it really ends up looking like, oh, hello. At this point, I try and get out of the conversation as fast as I can. Maybe like run to the washroom, look myself in the mirror, consider my life choices. Well, at least that's how it goes in my dreams because girls don't actually talk to me. So I actually told that joke for the first time in Tamagami, and it is actually a complete chick magnet. Right after I said that, my crush came up to me and said, hey Stuart, I like you. As a friend. Well, hey, at least I have a friend now. Thank you everyone.
Stuart Fenn, everybody! Stewie, I think your fan base just grew by like 200 people tonight after this one. Alright guys, we're gonna keep the show moving. Our next guy is in grade 11. He is absolutely hilarious. You're gonna love this guy. Please give it up for the very funny Ian Cranston.
Thanks for all you for coming. Thanks so much for coming out here tonight. They're all really great people. They're all either really smart, really good at sports. I'm neither. Actually, I'm not that dumb. I did get all the 90s once. They didn't make grade 8 easy for me. Before this, I went to a school that was funded by the Atomic Research Foundation in Russia. It seemed normal, but we had pretty big vegetables at lunch. The other thing that was huge was my class. Man, my class was huge. I'm not talking about the number of students. I'm talking about the 70-year-old behemoth of a woman. I don't even know if she was a woman. She had more facial hair than my dad. We're all here at Appleby today. And I think a lot of us have experienced this. So whenever we're talking to people and they know about Appleby and they ask what school I'm from, if I say I'm from Appleby, they automatically assume, I don't do anything for the community, I just sit at home. But I find that pretty offensive. Like, I put every spare minute into volunteering. Unless I'm at my Florida house or flying or spending time at the country club. Recently, and the first time I got pulled over, I made the mistake of being defensive, and straight away the guy's like, the cops, he's like, "Sir, do you know why you're being pulled over?" I said, "No." And he's like, "Well, I was going 120 behind you." So I did what everyone else would do. I pulled up a sticky note and gave him a warning for speeding. Okay, so I curl, and I was the best U18 curler in the whole world. Because I don't think anybody under 18 actually curls. And I met a lot of good friends, and now I curl with all their friends' parents. But it does cut into my school life a bit though, because I always have to leave school early, because all the people I curl with, they always have to leave and go get the early bird special. I'm not saying these people are old, but I've seen raisins with less wrinkles than these people. Like, these are the type of people that won't risk buying a green banana because they might not be able to wait the week for them to ripen. Thank you.
Alright guys, this is a hot show. You guys are doing okay so far or what? Yeah you are. Well, buckle up, folks. We're gonna have this next guy too. Please give it up for the very funny Ali Said.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our comedy show. As many people know, Applebee's actually a boarding school, and I happen to be one of the boarders that live here. I actually live in Collias right over there. Yeah, so I basically paid twice the tuition to get 60s on all my tests. Sorry, Dr. Carter. So basically, living in Collie House means that I live with a bunch of teenagers. It's legit like living in a suit. Actually, it smells like it too. I mean, Collie House is so bad that we have a reputation of getting cleaning ladies to quit. I mean, I'll be walking down the hall every few months, you know, passing by, seeing a new cleaning lady, I'll be like, "Dang it, we lost another one?" I mean, imagine, it's not the most fun. But the reason I actually live at boarding is because I'm from Turkey. And being from Turkey, most of my family is brown, especially my dad. My mom is like the black sheep of my family. Actually, she's like the white sheep of my family. I mean, she's so white that she could work at a Swiss Chalet in Oakville. But the rest of my family, especially my dad, is so brown that he could work at a pita pit in Brampton. I mean, it's especially fun when I'm traveling with them. You know, the TSA lines. You know, me and my dad are just standing in line, waiting to go past. And you see the typical TSA agent, you know, fat, bald head with a mustache, just standing in the corner, looking at everyone, just, you know, yeah, I'm not biased. I'm not biased at all. All races are born equally, and I'll treat them as such. You know, just standing by, scanning the room, and makes eye contact with me and my dad. You know, his face drops. Well, I guess I'm gonna be biased. Well, you all know the random searches, right? Every 10th person gets selected to get their bags checked. And all I can hear as I'm coming up the line is 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. You two, come here right now and get a tackle search. Randy, get the gloves. Thank you, everyone. My name is Ali Said.
Ali Said, everybody. All right. The next guy you're going to absolutely love. He is also in grade 9. He's also 14 years old. And you guys are also going to love him. Please give it up for Sterling Woo! How's everyone doing tonight? I'm so excited to be here. Before I start, can I just, I
I would just like to say a quick thank you to Mr. Hay and Emma for creating this co-curricular. I've always wanted to do something like this, so could we just get a quick round of applause for that? Mr. Hay, is that enough for me to get an A? So, anybody here have kids? Yeah. You, sir, in the front, you have them? Do you like them? You like them? I don't like kids. I feel like they get away with so much that we can't. The gross and disgusting things that they do are somehow adorable. Like little Jessica over here drinking the aquarium water. Or little Johnny eating the grass. Honey, get rid of the lawnmower, we have Johnny. Well, this is getting his vegetables. But I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days, and I've come to a realization. I forgive the kids. It's the parents' fault. I, in fact, strongly believe that kids come out as geniuses and are just dumbed down by you guys. Because what's the first thing that you do when the baby comes out? You don't play cello in front of it, or spoon-feed it omega-3s. No, right? You go, oh, who's a good boy? Or non-binary gender, oh, I could just eat you up right now. Here comes the airplane. The baby's thinking, really? 9 months for this? Man, don't get me wrong though. I'm sure that you wanted your kids to be smart. But just some of the things that you do. Like for example, I find parents reading to their kids hilarious. Do you understand how insane this looks? Do you actually think that they care at all about what you're saying? But if you are going to read, at least pick a sensible book, you know? Don't pick something like Green Eggs and Ham. Like, listen to some of the words in this book. I do not like green eggs and ham. You do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. Say, I do like green eggs and ham. I do like them, Sam I am. Since what the hell were eggs green? Maybe they served that in Ian's old school. I think that if you treated the kids like adults, they're going to turn out better. This is why kids from China are smarter. Because when's the last time you see an Asian parent going, oh, look at this little cutie pie? No, right? They go, future doctor. Western parents want their kids to have fun nowadays. Fun? What does that even mean? I've never experienced that. When I was born, my mother X'd it off, blocked it off for me. Fun? Go to other family. Degree, Harvard, success, 500K a year, good wife, good sons, good funeral, stay. I'm just kidding. My mother is a wonderful person who lets me enjoy myself in between the hours of 3 and 5 every other Saturday. I'm just joking. My mother is a wonderful person, and I just said that again. But I'm really terrified of her, and I'm scared to ask her to do fun things. Can I actually tell you guys a secret? Is that okay with you all? My mom doesn't know that I'm here. She thinks that I'm at the university fair. So, I work out, even though I don't look like it. I mean, who'd have thought? Nerdy Asian kid, right? As a matter of fact, I've lost around 25 pounds. so one of the reasons I'm trying to get jacked is for girls to notice me. Romantically. But even though I work out, that hasn't worked out. I can see why. I've come to the realization that all girls have a scale, and no matter what you do, you can't change it. What date? Gay friend. I feel like for me especially, whenever I talk to a girl or try to get her to laugh, gay friend. Actually, no, not too tough. But things have been looking up for me recently. I was talking to a girl about a week ago on Instagram, and we were really hitting it off. And things... we were talking for hours, and I was flirting a little bit, she was flirting back a little bit. Yeah, thank you. And at the end of one of our chats, she goes, "Talking with you is so much fun, Sterling." But then I remembered what my mother had to say about fun. So I blocked her. Thank you, everybody. My name is Jordan.
Give it up for my little brother. All right, guys, we're gonna keep the show moving. You're gonna love this next guy. Please get it up for the very funny Joshua Park.
Hey everyone, how's it going tonight? So my name is Josh Park, and I'm the reason you can't bring nuts to school anymore. So as my friends like to call me, I'm special. No, it's not the type of special you're thinking of. It's because whenever we go out to restaurants, I can't eat anything. Not because I'm picky, it's because I have allergies. Quite a few, to the point when people ask me what I'm allergic to, I just start listing off the things I'm able to eat. It's a lot faster. Up here in this bright light, you might even think I'm allergic to the sun. So nowadays, there's this big vaping craze going on in high schools. And let me tell you something, I am hooked. I've been vaping since I was 6. When I don't have it, I get the shakes, I have headaches, and I even have trouble breathing. Nowadays, you'll see most people using Juuls, but I'm on that prescribed shit. Ventolin. So, another thing that's happening in high schools, less common than vaping, is high schoolers shooting up. I tell people the first time I shot up, it saved me from a Reese's peanut butter cup. Oh, sorry. Alzheimer's. Right, so whenever I go out, I gotta wear this fanny pack, filled with all my lifesavers. I got my EpiPen, my Ventolin, some Benadryl. I basically look like Batman with a utility belt. So whenever I go out on my street, my neighbors always yell at me, "Hey Batman, it's not Halloween." I tell them, "I'm not Batman, I'm Allergy Kid." So these allergies don't only affect what I eat, they affect my dating life too, if that ever exists. My mom always likes to tell me, whenever you go on a date with a girl, make sure she doesn't eat any nuts. You guys are disgusting. So now while we're on the topic of making fun of myself, when people want to make fun of me, they tend to look right at my nose. Biggest object in view, so it makes sense. Funny story, this one time I was at a public pool, just swimming around, doing the backstroke, having a good time, and all of a sudden someone yelled, "Shark!" Really? Really? Is my nose that big? And second of all, why the hell would there be a shark in a public pool? Yeah, I know, confusing. Right, okay, so I got a little secret for all of you. Whenever kids get in trouble for drugs at school, it's because of me. The school directors use me like a sniffer dog to find the drugs in the locker rooms. By the way, Sterling, Mr. Patterson wants to talk to you after this. So another thing, I lived in Portugal for a year. Great food, never had to use Allergy Kid's utility belt. So I lived there when I was in grade 8, and the year after I moved to Canada. And whenever people hear that I lived in Portugal for a year, they always ask, do you speak Portuguese? And I bet a lot of you are wondering that too. To answer your question, yes I do. Hola. I know I'm talented, I know. So another thing I learned when I lived in Portugal is that Europeans are the worst drivers on earth. In Canada, you'll see a guy on a motorcycle going 150 on the QEW. You'll think, this guy's got a death wish. But in Portugal, it's on a whole other level. You'll see 11-year-olds going 200 on a scooter weaving through traffic without a helmet. So, speaking of driving, I almost have my G2, but before I get it, I have to do some in-car lessons with an instructor. Funny thing, the first time I tried to contact my instructor, I thought I was going to be on To Catch a Predator. So, I called him trying to book my first lesson, and he hung up. He wanted to text. First red flag. He then sent me the message, where do you live? Second red flag. Then, before I could reply, I get the message, full name immediately. Third red flag. A few days later, I get the message, I am outside your home. So, I made the logical decision anyone would. I got into his white van in a dark area on my street. He asked me if I was ready for my first lesson. Long story short, though, he's not a pedophile. Interesting things do happen in that car, though. So this one time we had back-to-back driver's lessons booked, and so at the end of my lesson, I had to pick up the next student, and the beginning of his lesson was driving me home. And my instructor told me we had to pick him up at his work. He was about 30 years old. I expected one of two things for a 30-year-old taking driver's lessons. Either my instructor and this guy are plotting to kidnap me for ransom, or he's a really shitty driver. And to answer your question, I almost died after getting in that car. And no, I wasn't kidnapped. Thank you very much, everyone.
Mark, everybody. All right, we're just gonna keep things moving along over here. So we're gonna bring up our next comic of the evening. You're gonna love this guy. Please give it up for the very funny William Fellows.
Good evening, everyone. My name is William Fellows. I'm very appreciative for all of you coming out. I mean, you did spend $40,000 coming to the kids' comedy show. Many adult comedians, they talk about previous life experiences, like that one time when they got stuck in Bolivia, or when they got chased around the block by a drunk elderly man. But what am I supposed to talk about? I'm only 16. Hello, my name is William Fellows. Today I'll be talking to you about that one time in elementary school when that kid ate all the urinal cakes. So I like to go to the gym. I can see a lot of people in here do too, except you, sir. You're slacking a little bit. I've observed three types of people. The first guy, I coined this guy the high five guy. So now this guy will perch in a corner and he'll wait until you're done your set. And he'll approach you all friendly, and they'll be like, high five. And you're like, all right. So this guy will wind his arm back like an MLB pitcher, and I'm not kidding, this guy will destroy your arm. I mean, this guy will break more bones in your hand than you actually have. It's a whole dominance thing, apparently. So the second type of guy, I call the guy the loud guy. Now this guy will be lifting weights that look like they were made for a toddler, but he's screaming like he's Serena Williams. This guy. Third type of guy, this guy is the quiet guy. Now this guy will be lifting weight way too heavy for him, but he's so scrawny. I mean, this guy will be like, sorry, sir, I'm not trying to look at you. So I was in downtown Oakville a lot this summer, and I saw a particular group of women walking around with strollers, thinking they were working out and stretching and things like that. Now they were. I'll just show you an example. Oh, hey, Karen. Oh, it's nice to see you. I've walked almost 700 meters, and I am working up a sweat, I'm telling you. Got to get rid of that baby board ASAP. Now, you don't see them stretching like and working out like the arrogant guys in the gym. I mean, this is what you don't see. Linda, is my knee supposed to look like that? And then they're all walking out and the high five guys coming down the hill. Whoop out, whoop out. So I'm 16 now. I got my G1 actually the day of my birthday. And as soon as I got it, I went to a park and looked at my dad and I hopped in the driver's seat. So I turned the car on and I pressed the gas. Vroom, vroom. And I was like, that's very good, Will, now take it out of neutral. So I set off and I got a little distracted, I'm not gonna lie. That the fact that I was going 40 over in a school zone. And as I was slowing down, oh my gosh, Dad, I just hit a kid. So I get out the car and I go and check, and my dad starts to freak out. I mean, he's, oh my gosh, what happened? And I'm like, Dad, calm down. It's just an elderly man. So I got back in the car and we drove off. Things got the next thing you know, rolling up to a red light, and I look over, and in the car beside me is another 16-year-old kid with his mom. And I looked at him, he looked at me, we knew we were going to race. So I'm sitting there, my dad's clueless, by the way. Light goes green, and I slam on the accelerator, the car is screaming. I give the peace out sign, because I am gone, I am speed. And my dad starts to freak out. He's like, oh my gosh, bro, slow down, we're gonna die. And so I slam on the brakes, his head hits the dashboard, blood everywhere, and that's the day I killed my dad. Thank you very much, everybody.
Everybody. All right, guys, we got 2 more comics left before your headliners. Is that okay for you guys, or? Yeah? All right, let's bring up our next comic of the evening then. Please give a big warm welcome to Liam Marks.
How's everybody doing? So, I'm Liam Marks. I sleep naked. What, you guys know? Anyways, so this one night over the summer, it was a really hot night, so I decided, hey, maybe I'll sleep naked and not sweat through all my clothes. So it was too hot, so I decided to sleep above my covers as well. I thought, as I was going to bed, that maybe I'd cool off and get, like, under my covers as I was, like during the night. That didn't happen. The next day, my mom woke up to 2 sunrises when she woke me up from sleep. So opening the door 20 years ago and like having company arrive is a lot different than now. So 20 years ago, you probably all imagine like the stereotypical family welcoming company at the door and just like a happy family coming to the door. The mother would have food ready, like cake, and be like, "Oh, I hope company comes so we can have some cake. You guys while we wait for the company, you can have the dried prunes and crackers in the corner." So then. Now, when someone comes to the door, it's kind of like no one really wants to get it. They're too lazy or like scared to go get it. So this one time, someone knocks on the door. I walk up to the door. I look over. I'm like, I don't know who that is. I'm not gonna get it. And then my mom walks up. She's like, "Who is it?" And I'm like, "I'm not sure. Just like leave it. We'll just like hide until they leave." And then my brother comes down the stairs, and I'm like, "Army crawl, get down. They can't see movement. They can't know we're here. Like we're trying to hide." And then knocks again. Oh, I know we're here. It's too late, we're done. So I have a 21-year-old brother, and he works in a warehouse, and so when he comes back from work, he works long hours. When he comes back from work, sometimes he goes to the bar. And so one night he comes back from the bar, and I guess he had a little too much to drink, and so he came upstairs, went to his room, he goes to bed. This is what magic's happening. I'm sleeping at this time, so it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I'm in my bed. I wake up like an hour after he comes home. He's standing there, eyes closed, just standing there between my bathroom door and my bedroom. We share a bathroom, by the way, so he's standing there, and he's just eyes closed. So he's sleepwalking. He walks over, starts peeing all over my side table, all over my water glass, all over my homework. Sorry, Mr. I had to get my accounting homework done that night. but so he pees all over my stuff. And then I'm like, what are you doing? Like, get out of here. Like, why are you peeing all over my stuff? And he's like, it's okay. And then he decides, oh, I'll just have a sleepover. So he comes over, gets into my bed, lies down, and he just starts like sleeping. I'm like, no, I'm done. Get out. I kick him out of my bed. Next morning, I talk to him. I'm like, do you remember what happened last night? Like, you peed all over my stuff, like my homework, everything. Like, he's like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I was like, the wonders of alcohol, folks. Thank you. That's my time. I'm doing that.
Thank you very much, Liam. We're going to bring up our final student comic. This particular comic I want to give a special shout out to because without his contributions, this entire night would not have happened. This guy was working alongside with me all of last year, putting towards an application to make this happen and for you guys to be here tonight. So please give a big warm welcome to Emmett Zich.
So much for coming out tonight. It means the world to me. Wow. What an incredible turnout. Wow. Look at all the good-looking, look at all the average-looking people that came out to support each other. That's just fantastic. I want to start off, I want to change the tone a bit tonight. I want to talk about something that's very important to all of us, and that's our families. I know everybody here loves their family very much, but maybe you shouldn't. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, I love my family. I love them to death, but I love them just the right amount, right? Not too little, but also not too much. I just feel nowadays people have way too much pride in their families. People hold them on such pedestals, you know? Oh, look at me. I'm so proud of my family. Look how perfect they are. Well, I know each and every one of you here tonight has at least one family member that maybe you're not so proud of. And that doesn't mean that they're bad people, it just means you're not very quick to bring them up in conversation. You know, maybe your brother Johnny, maybe he got a DUI. Again. For the third time. Maybe your sister Mary, maybe she loves to park in the handicap spot, but she doesn't understand why they can't just walk. Once again, hold on. It doesn't mean that they're bad people, it just means that they've made some fairly notable mistakes. And, you know, my family's not perfect either, right? I'll give you an example. My uncle, that's a great place to start. My uncle, he's a very loving man, very caring man. He visits often. He's always trying to help out, but there are a few red flags. And no, not the one that you're thinking of, this isn't Law and Order. To start, right, he lives up in northern Hamilton. Voluntarily. Up in God's country. It's a bit out there, but you know, maybe that's okay. But the thing that's really strange is he has this thing, right, in his backyard. He has this pile, like a 40 by 40 pile of trash. Just like weird, industrial-sized loads of chemical garbage all over his backyard, right? Well, actually, it's not there anymore. My uncle's very responsible. He did the right thing. He set it on fire. I know, that's entirely 100% true. I have an uncle who lights trash on fire in his backyard. I'm not sensationalizing any bit of that story. I don't know what's going on through his head at the time. All I know is that there used to be a pile of trash in his backyard, and now it's in the atmosphere. Just, like, picture like a 50-something-year-old man, all center mass, perfectly bald head, glasses, and just a giant smile on his face, just spewing copious amounts of lighter fluid on a pile of trash at like 5 a.m. It's pretty unsettling. When he set it off, it was just a huge mess. There was this giant fireball. It scorched his eyebrows off. It scared the hell out of my aunt. Later, his neighbor came by. He told him that he was in the shower. He got knocked over from the shockwave from the blast. I know, right? I was impressed too. I was like, damn. People in Hamilton shower? I bet Johnny's DUI seems a lot more approachable now. Once again, though, I just want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. It means the world to me. Last year, me and Mr. Hay, we submitted the application that officially started the stand-up comedy co-curricular here. No big deal. I really wasn't actually expecting it to get approved. Okay, so last year, it's about February, right? And I was really needing a good resume item. I don't do a lot, right? So I got thinking, maybe I should start a co-curricular, right? I went through a couple things in my planning phase. I thought at first, maybe a service co-curricular. Not too much work. And then I got thinking, maybe a stand-up comedy co-curricular. You know, after we never really had anything like that before. So I voiced this concern with my advisor, Dr. Carter. And he advised me to get in contact with Mr. Hay. You know Dr. Carter, he's pretty smart, I think. So he told me that Mr. Hay was a professional stand-up comic. And I was like, whoa, really? That's so cool. I didn't know anyone like that was on campus. So I sent him an email, and we booked a meeting immediately, right? I never actually met him before. So I got up to his office, I knocked on the door, he said, come in. I went in, I looked up, I saw him, I went, whoa, really? This guy's a stand-up comic? I'm sorry about that one, Mr. Hay. What I meant to say was, really? Maybe that's just a bit harsh, but that was my first impression, right? And I'm a very first impression-based kind of person. Maybe that's a bit old-fashioned, but then again, so am I. I'm a bit old-fashioned. Not old-fashioned like your grandparents, who sometimes say things that are no longer okay to say anymore. You know, things that aren't politically correct. You know what I'm talking about, right? Just stupid stuff like, democracy works. Stuff like that, right? No. I just mean that I'm old-fashioned in the sense that I just tend to like older things. You know, I like older clothes, older cars, older music, older women. I'm just kidding about that last one. I only dated a girl who was max 4 decades older than me. Other than that one, though, my interests are rather old, right? And that got me thinking that maybe I just, am an old man, right? Trapped inside this body, right? I always talk about the news. I always complain about produce. I occasionally get Vietnam flashbacks, but the doctors assure me that I'm perfectly fine. But I think the thing that really made me think that I'm old is my hobbies. I volunteer. I canvass for a political party. You know, I do put up lawn signs, I knock on doors, I do phone calls, I do everything, right? So I really don't want to tell you which party I volunteer for. I'm trying to keep tonight bipartisan, but what I can tell you is there wasn't a lot of sheer luck this time around. I didn't like how the election turned out, but you know what? I learned a lot from canvassing, right? So I got a couple skills, and one of my favorites is now I can look at anyone and just right off the bat, just by looking at them, I know exactly who they're voting for. Just by looking at them, right? I'm really good at making assumptions about people. Okay, if you saw a guy and he had a ponytail, who do you think he's voting for? I don't think he's voting conservative, you know what I mean? And, you know, if I saw a guy, I knocked on the door, I saw a guy open the door, he had a ton of, you know, Norwegian tattoos, I'm assuming I know who he's voting for. And, you know, if I saw someone who went to Whole Foods frequently, he's voting liberal, clearly. I'll give you an example, right? So a couple weeks ago, I was out canvassing, I think it was around Joshua Creek, and so I got to this door, I knocked on the door, and this old man opened the door, right? Just ancient, barely clinging to life, opened the door. And I just thought to myself, well, I know who you're voting for, no need to ask, right? He fit a type. I felt a special relation to him. I don't know why. Maybe he's in my platoon in my other guy. I don't know. But as I was going off to the side to, you know, check him off for a lawn sign, consistent supporter, that's when I saw it, out of the corner of my eye, a Whole Foods bag. Shit. And I saw that he had a ponytail. Oh, I'm done at this house. I know who this guy's voting for. He saw the name of my candidate on my shirt, and he just starts taking my head off. He's going, oh, you Nazi, you fascist. I'm 16, by the way. You Nazi, you selfish asshole. He He was just really being a garbage person, like a real pile of trash. And let me tell you something. My uncle taught me how to deal with that. So I lit him on fire. Thank you very much.
Guys, those are all our students tonight. What do you guys think about that? Not bad for a bunch of 14 and 15 and 16-year-olds, right? Not too shabby. But to end the show tonight, we're going to bring up our professional headliner. Like I said, this guy has been touring all over Canada. He's been on Just for Laughs, Halifax, Winnipeg, you name it, any festival, he's been there. He's been killing it all over Canada. Please give it up for the very funny Leonard Chan! Keep it going for Roland, everybody!
It's fun. Thank you for having me here at Contemporary Hogwarts. What's happening? Like if Hogwarts was furnished by IKEA. This is what it looks like. Oh my god. So yeah, give a big round of applause to all the comedians and students in You guys have fun? You guys want the comedians now? They're smart kids. They're smart kids. I was telling them how much I made earlier. They're like, okay, we're done. Done here. That's nice. Who are the parents of the comedians here? Nice. It's very nice that you're here to support them. It's incredible. I mean, it's nice. Don't let them be comedians. I swear to God. Don't do it. Make them get real jobs, get real educations. Okay, you'll think, yeah, it's not great. No, but it's nice that you're supporting them. It's like my parents, like, they've never once seen me do comedy. I've done thousands of shows, not once. I think they're afraid if they see it with their own eyes, the nightmare becomes real. Don't be sad, this is how it is. No, my parents never hugged me when I was a kid either, okay? And that makes you sad, this is your weak, that's when China's gonna take over the world. This is the thing, right? Like, Asian parents are not about positive reinforcement, right? Like, Sterling's mom didn't show up, I get it. It's not about positive reinforcement, all right? Like I said, my parents never hugged me as a kid, but I feel like it's different cultures have different ways of disciplining their kids, right? Like Asians hit their kids, white people use Santa. And by the way, my parents never let me believe in Santa, didn't want me growing up thinking a white man would ever give anything away for free. The problem, I think, is like, I think white parents take positive reinforcement too far, you know? Like, I was recently hanging out with a friend of mine, and her 5-year-old was just punching her for no reason. She was like, oh my God, if you stop, I'll give you chocolate. Idiot. That's so dumb, man. Like, look, I would never get away with that as a kid. If I was a kid and I punched my mom, I'm not getting chocolate. I'm getting sold on the black market. You know, like I'm not an expert at raising kids, but like if I had a dog and it bit me, I'm not gonna give it a treat. I'm gonna give it chocolate. So I talk about Asian stuff, because, you know, Asian. And, but I'm actually a minority of a minority. I don't know if you can tell by the way I'm holding this mic. Left-handed. Yeah? Anybody else left-handed here? Yeah. Only 2 of you? That's statistically inaccurate, okay. But this joke is gonna be basically for just the 2 of you. Because the rest of you don't understand what we go through, all right? All you righties. You don't know, all right? Because the world was built for you, all right? When you guys use scissors, they just work. They just cut the paper. You don't know what we go through. You know, right? It's painful, right? When we use scissors, it folds the paper. It's like I'm trying to use scissors, and it's like I'm trying to cut something, and scissors like, nah, bitch, you're doing origami now. You know? And all the safety stuff is for right-handed people. I was using the circular saw, the guard, right here. For me, left-handed, the saw, right here. I'm trying to end my bloodline. It's terrible. And this is the thing about the right-handed people don't know. about this, right? You guys don't think about this. You don't think about how the entire world was built for your success. You guys have right privilege. I like that joke because it's like, for me, in my mind, it's like a clever way to talk about privilege. I also hate that joke because it sounds like I'm trying to say white privilege with a terrible Asian accent. Oh, it's white privilege! One step forward, one step back. But, no, I am going to talk about privilege because look where we are. I mean, this place is so privileged. Like, your kids are already working for the Conservative Party. I'm gonna be honest with you, I also come from privilege. Like, I went to Crescent. That's right. Basically, like, I crushed you guys at track and field, just like you know. I mean, that was 25 years ago. I can't do any of that now. But this is the thing, I went to Crescent, I went to Queens. So apparently privilege means being surrounded by white people, which is great because cottage weekends. So it's really, really nice. But I try to explain privilege because people have a lot of different explanations for what privilege is, and this is the best way I can describe it, all right? I was recently at a barbecue at my friend's place, nice house, backyard, nice backyard. I was sitting under the patio umbrella, and one of my friends who wasn't under the umbrella, he was like, hey, can we go inside? It's raining. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even know it was raining. That's privilege. So this is the thing, it's not a bad thing. People say privilege is a bad thing, right? But it's good that you guys have it. You just have to recognize that you have it and use it to do good. That's it. That's my TED Talk portion of the evening. I will say the privilege that you guys have here at Applebee is you have girls here. That's real nice. I went to an all-boys school, all right? I don't know what I'm doing with girls. I'm still a virgin. My wife is not happy about that. No, I am married. I married a white woman. Yeah, because screw those white guys and their Asian girl fetishes. I'm taking one back for the team. Yeah, we need this. My team's getting killed right now. But here's a fun fact. My wife's name is Jackie. If you guys are paying attention, my last name is Chan. Yeah, she took my name. I'm married to Jackie Chan. The irony of my life, trying to take one back to the team, convince a white woman to love me, marry her, turn her into the most famous Asian in the world. Yeah, I got married for that joke. I like it though, I like being married. It's nice not having to do stuff alone anymore, like dying. My wife and I play video games together. We play this game called Bomberman. For those of you who don't know, it's a game where we try to kill each other with bombs before time runs out. And I beat her all the time. She gets so mad. She's like, why do you keep killing me with bombs? Like, that's literally the point of the game. And she's like, well, why can't we just cooperate and keep each other alive until time kills us? I'm like, that's what we're doing in real life! We're just waiting for time to kill us, because he said the words till death do us part, all right? That is an open-ended commitment. I can live a long time, because my parents loved me. They had me vaccinated. Oh, man. No, my wife and I, we got married a little bit later in life. We got married at 35, which is a little later, which I think it's better than the alternative, though, because I was recently doing a show. There's a bachelor party in the front row. I asked the groom how old he was. He said 21. Right? Yeah, they're not going to make it. It's like 21, that's insane. Why are you getting married so young? And somebody in the back was like, they're from Barrie. Okay, that makes sense. It's not a good reason, certainly an explanation, right? It's Barrie, what are you gonna do? It's marriage or heroin, those are their choices. But, this is the thing, I was like, dude, like, why are you getting married so young? And he was like, look, when you know, you know. I was like, you're 21! You don't know anything. Because that's, when you're 21, you don't know anything, right? When I was 21, I knew nothing, all right? And I learned more about myself, and learned more about the world around me, and, I changed as a person. And that can affect a marriage, right? I'm 41 now. Asian. Because Asians age so well, right? Like Asians age so much better than white people. Like Asians age like wine, white people age like bread. Not all the white people like that. Come on, white people! Why gotta be so crusty? No, but I'm 41 now, and I'm a comedian full time. But when I was 21, I was just finishing a bachelor's degree in engineering, just starting a master's in engineering. So I have 2 degrees in engineering. I'm not bragging, just to give you some context so you understand why my parents are so sad. But when I was 21, I was an optimist. I was an idealist. I wanted to save the world. I became an environmental engineer, designed systems to clean oil spills. I thought I could make the world a better place. Because I was 21, I was stupid. The world is not a better place, right? Like I tried for 20 years to make it, it's not better. Like we're not gonna have kids because of this, all right? Like did you guys see Greta Thunberg yelling at the UN? That little girl was mad. We don't need that kind of negative energy in our household. The world is messed up right now, all right? Like the oceans are full of garbage, the bees are dying, every time a tree burns down, a Nazi springs up in its place. And I'm just gonna become a comedian, all right? Because this is the thing, the world is screwed up, and we're all on the Titanic right now, and I am tired of being the engineer trying to keep this thing afloat. I'm gonna be the violinist playing this all the way down. But my wife got screwed on that one. Feel bad for her, right? Because she found when we fell in love, I was an engineer who could afford things, and I'm a Canadian comedian. It's not going well for her. Like I dangled a responsible, I bait and switched her. I dangled a responsible Asian engineer in front of her face. I'm like, psych, I'm following my dreams. She's like, but you're Asian. I'm like, yeah, that's right, baby. Dreams aren't just for white people anymore. All I'm saying is white people no longer have a monopoly on being poor on purpose. But I feel like I set a bad example, all right? Because my wife, she just quit her job recently, right? She quit her high-paying job in consulting, taking a no-paying job in animal rescue. Yeah. She's following her dreams. Good for her. The tragedy is she was making more money than me. It's so nice. Some guys don't like that. They don't want their wives to make more money than them. Yeah, those guys are stupid. Right? Like if I had my way, my wife would make all the money. Right? Like I would cook, clean, and pleasure her in exchange for an allowance. Every now and then she'll give me $20 to go buy myself something pretty. It's not gonna happen. She's following her dreams. And here's the thing, she's following her dreams of animal rescue. I'm following my dreams of being a comedian. I love her, I support her. She loves me, she supports me. But I think we've hit a point in our relationship where it's time for us to open up our marriage. Because we need somebody to pay for things. Dreams are so expensive. I'm going poly for the money, all right? Boy, girl, I don't care. If their assets are liquid, my sexuality is fluid. So now my wife, she rescues cats. She loves cats. She rescues cats, like right into my house. We have 13 cats in our house right now. That was messed up. I'm paying the mortgage on a giant litter box. Like that's essentially what's happening. And these cats are crazy, man. Like so we have a cat on Prozac right now. Yeah, because he has anxiety. I'm like, what does a cat have to be anxious about? And then I realized, like from his perspective, we kidnapped him off the street, moved one, chopped off his nuts, which has held him hostage ever since. Surprised he's only on Prozac. He should be on heroin. I don't understand. But the funny thing is, I have to pick up his prescription at Shoppers Drug Mart, and the prescription is in his name. So I go, and the pharmacist is like, Smudge? Is there a Smudge Chan here? Me, that's me, I'm Smudge Chan. Anxiety because my parents named me Smudge. That's brutal. My wife, she just rescues cats. We went on vacation, we went to Peru, and we came back with another cat. Who does that? We got there, and I sat down, and this cat jumped on my lap, and my wife was like, oh my God, we have to to rescue him. I'm like, they're not Pokemon, we have to catch them all. And she was like, no, but it jumped in your lap. It chose you, it's destiny. I was like, no. This cat chose me the same way strippers choose me. That was also destiny. But of course, like, we rescued the cat, all right? Because I want my wife to be happy, because that's what I'm supposed to do. And we get there, and we don't have like a carrier for the cat. All we have is a bag. So really, we just shove the cat in the bag, and we run away. Like, we shoplifted the cat, basically. That's what happened. And I thought to myself, I was like, you know, to the locals in that park, what they saw was an Asian shove a cat in a bag and then run away. Like the Hamburglar or something. Like, for sure they thought I was gonna eat that cat. This is what I do. I go to foreign countries, I make new races. Like, I was like, what am I doing? I just perpetuating stereotypes. I was so mad. Anyways, we brought the cat home. And here's the thing, my parents were furious that we adopted this cat. Because every time we get another cat, for them it's like a lower percentage chance we get grandkids. And they were so mad, they're like just... But then eventually, they decided to adopt the cat. Because they realized they're never getting grandkids. And then like the other day, we were at a restaurant, and the cat's name is Churro, by the way. Do you guys know what churros are? And so for those who don't know, it's like a dessert. But it's also Peruvian for handsome boys, it's cute. But it's a little dessert. We went to this like very nice Spanish restaurant. They had churros on the dessert menu, and we ordered the churros, and the waiter came, and my dad goes, "We're eating our cat." No explanation. Waiter's like, "Very good, sir." Just walks away. So much restraint. But yeah, apparently perpetuating stereotypes is just a family business. It's crazy. So now we don't have kids, right? Because we have all these cats. And but like we tried for a little while to have kids, which is not fun at all, right? Because when you try to have kids, all you can have is procreation sex, which is the worst. Right? The whole time I'm thinking, man, if I finish, this will cost me $250,000. And that's public school. My parents were happy they were trying to have kids because they want grandkids bad. I was like, why do you guys want grandkids that bad? If I don't have kids, the Chan name would die out. Just no more Chans. I think we're gonna be okay. But I think it'd be fun to have kids. And when you have kids, you can play pranks on them, right? Because that's what my dad did to me all the time. Like, this is the worst prank my dad ever played on me. When I was applying to university, you're gonna apply to 3 universities. You don't get in, better luck next year, all right? And I went home and asked my dad, I was like, Dad, did I get in anywhere? He was like, no, everybody rejected you. I know, fun, right? And I just started crying uncontrollably. And he let me for like 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, he was like, no, it's just a funny joke, you got it everywhere. Because my dad's awesome. I was furious. But I got my revenge, right? This is good. This is what I did. I moved to Kingston, made him pay for a degree in chemical engineering, moved to Montreal, made him pay for a degree in environmental microbiology, then I moved back to Toronto, and I became a comedian. All right, you guys did fantastic. Thank you guys.
I just wanted to say thank you. First of all, thank you guys for coming out and making this all possible. But most importantly, I wanted to say thank you and congratulate Mr. Hay on the success of this co-curricular. He's been wanting to do this for so long, and you know it's awesome that he was able to share his talents with us. So all of us just want to say thank you to you, Mr. Hay. Thank you.
You guys are so awesome. Guys, give it one more time for all of our colleagues in the back. Thank you guys so much. That is our show for the evening. Get home safely. If I can get all the comics to come up just to take a photo, that would be wonderful. And the rest of you guys, have a great night.